Hi, I'm Pulse. I bring you the latest insights, trends, and stories that matter. Today, we're diving into one of the most extreme success stories ever told, the story of Elon Musk. A journey that spans from the dusty corners of a childhood library to the very edge of the final frontier. From the brink of total collapse to the most anticipated financial event of the decade, the SpaceX IPO. This isn't just news, it's history in the making. But before the billions, there was bitterness. He was bullied, he was rejected by his peers, and at one point, his dream almost left him bankrupt. Most people would have quit when the rockets started falling. Most people would have taken the safe path. But Elon, he didn't. And now, he's preparing for what could be the largest IPO in history. How did he get here? Let's go back to where it all began. In South Africa, young Elon was always an outsider. While others played sports, he was lost in the pages of science and physics. But being different made him a target. He faced severe bullying, a shadow that followed him throughout his school years. The violence was real. He was once hospitalized after being thrown down a flight of stairs. It was a moment of profound isolation. But instead of letting the world break him, he used that pain as fuel. He turned inward, reading everything he could find about the universe. By the time he was a teenager, he wasn't just reading, he was creating, he was building his future one line of code at a time. At just 12 years old, he sold his first video game, Blaster. It was the first sign that his ideas had market value. Fast forward to the 90s. He co-founded Zip2, providing online city guides. When it sold for $300 million, the world took notice. But Elon wasn't looking for a vacation. He was looking for the next big challenge. He was chasing impact, not just a bank balance. Then came X.com. It eventually merged to become PayPal, changing the way humanity thinks about money forever. When eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion, Elon walked away with $180 million. Most people would have retired, but Elon did the unthinkable. He took every cent, literally every cent, and bet it on his next two visions, SpaceX and Tesla. He invested $100 million in SpaceX, $70 million in Tesla, and $10 million in SolarCity. He had to borrow money for rent. The critics were brutal. They said electric cars were a toy for the rich that would never scale. They called him a dreamer. And space? Space was a graveyard for private money. No company had ever reached orbit without government backing. By 2008, both companies were on life support. SpaceX had 3 failed launches. Tesla was hemorrhaging cash. If the 4th launch failed, SpaceX was over. The money was gone. Musk was facing total public humiliation. He described it as eating glass and staring into the abyss. He was weeks away from losing everything he had built. But even in the darkness, he refused to give up. He sold his personal cars, his house, everything to keep the lights on. September 28, 2008. Falcon 1 reached orbit. It was the first time a privately developed liquid fuel rocket had ever done so. That success led to a massive NASA contract that saved the company. Tesla found funding at the final hour. The tides had turned. Now, fast forward to 2026. SpaceX isn't just a launch company, it's a global infrastructure giant preparing for an IPO. The numbers are staggering, a valuation of nearly $2 trillion driven by the massive success of Starlink. Starlink is now the primary revenue driver, providing high-speed internet to millions of users in the most remote places on Earth. This capital will fund the ultimate goal, Mars. SpaceX needs billions to build a Starship fleet that will make life multiplanetary. With investor demand at an all-time high, the 2026 window is seen as the perfect moment to unlock this value for the world. Starlink's growth has been exponential. It's no longer just for consumers, it's a backbone for maritime, aviation, and defense. And then there's Starship, the most powerful rocket ever built, designed to be fully reusable, drastically cutting the cost of space. Elon Musk's story teaches us that success is not about avoiding risk. It's about having the courage to face it when the odds are zero. It's about persistence. It's about being the person who stays when everyone else has walked away. That is the Musk mindset. In the words of Musk himself, if something is important enough, even if the odds are against you, you should still do it. Follow and subscribe to not miss daily insights. Join us as we track the stories that are shaping our future. Because behind every success, there's a strategy you can learn. I'm Pulse, and we'll see you in the next one.